2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Coming right up, the Clippers taking on the Warriors. For the Los Angeles Clippers, a loss in their opening game. So tonight, they're laser focused on securing their first win. Warriors, Clippers. We'll be right back on 2K Sports. .2K Sports presents Thursday night of the NBA. Along with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. DA, take it away.
Well, for a team that has the unbridled ambition of the Golden State Warriors, moving to San Francisco is fitting. A city whose fortunes have risen astronomically in this era of new technology. Now in Oakland, the Warriors were comfortable and successful in an arena that they had played in since the late 60s. But for a franchise that aspires to be light years ahead of the competition, moving to a billion-dollar stadium seemed obvious. Kevin?
Oakland has been a wonderful home for the Warriors, but we know San Francisco will be too. Thanks, DA. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Saturday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Phoenix to take on the Suns. Then on Monday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
And for that game against the Spurs, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Here are the five for the Clippers. They've got Paul George. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley, and it's Harrell in at the center position. And for the Warriors,
Here we go.
Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Chris is out there with Green, and it's Wiggins in at the three, the small forward. Now here's Beverley. Harrell kicks to Morris. Now here's Harrell. Pass to Beverley. Shot clock at 6. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Los Angeles keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. And so Green will bring it up for the Warriors. It's stolen by Morris.
Get the perimeter!
And Morris throws it down.
And not a next-level athlete, but Morris has the ability to face up and beat his man off the dribble.
Well, whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that Draymond Green is one of the more unique players in the league.
There really isn't anyone else like Draymond. I mean, who does everything for a team but score. I mean, not only can he play all positions on both ends of the floor, but also to be the emotional leader, truly a special player.
Morris into the lane, and Harrell slams it in.
Harrell did everything he could there to try to get the and one opportunity. Let's see if he can knock down some free throws. Think about Montrezl Harrell and the type of energy and effort that he brought last year to this team to help solidify, I guess, most of the culture piece of what Steve Ballmer wants this franchise to be about. That's playing hard, playing with energy, and having some enthusiasm for the competition. Montrezl Harrell wraps all those things up pretty nicely in the way he plays.
And Montrezl Harrell, Brent, beloved in the locker room.
Well, he's beloved because every night when you go out on the floor with him, you know what you're going to get. A guy who is incredibly competitive, passionate, knows his role, and plays with a physical presence that he doesn't shy away from anybody that's on the floor. That's infectious.
The Clippers have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
And the first one drops. Plenty of games still ahead, Brent. Some discussion about shortening the regular season. You ever think that's going to happen?
I don't think it's going to happen.
Would you like to see it happen?
I like there's some percolating ideas out there that it might, and the idea of a 70-game season to me, it sounds really healthy. It sounds healthy for the players.
Healthy's a great word to use.
It sounds healthy for the coaching staff. It sounds healthy for the league, and it sounds healthy for the competition that you're going to get. Those 70 games, that will be some elevated play throughout the course of a regular season.
That's a great number. Thompson misses.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Here's Morris. Green with the block.
You can see Draymond Green so fired up every time he has a chance to impact the game defensively.
The shot by Thompson, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to Morris. To the wing right side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. George way outside. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Beverly against Curry. Wiggins outside. Shoots over Leonard. And again, it's the Warriors missing. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
The free throw drops for Leonard. And even though he's been nagged by injury for a few years, Brent, Kawhi is still a top 2A threat when he's healthy.
Well, the fact that Kawhi Leonard could move on from San Antonio, get to that Toronto team that needed just an extra push to do something in the Eastern Conference, especially with the absence of LeBron James. Kawhi Leonard absolutely dominated last year's playoffs and took Toronto to a championship. And now, for the first time, he's had the choice to continue his career somewhere. He's going to do that back home in Los Angeles for the Clippers.
Now, here's Wiggins. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Here's Thompson after the basket by Montrezl Harrell. Here's Wiggins. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Beyond the arc. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here is George. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Lakers. Wiggins with it. Leonard picks him up. Again, Wiggins missing.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
And there's the call on Curry. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
Off the inbound pass, and Harrell with the lay-in. Good. Harrell's got his 3rd basket of the night.
He gets really excited about finishing through contact, Kevin.
Curry against Beverly. And it's Stephen Curry with a 3.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his wake.
And there's the pass to Harrell.
Yeah, that's a whistle he did not want to hear. His 2nd foul, and we're not even out of the first quarter.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
He misses the free throw. And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring to teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
The Warriors making a switch here. Lee's checked in. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
The compliment that Harrell gets often is the fact that he's just so tireless a worker, and that energy is something that both coaching staffs and teammates appreciate.
And the Clippers franchise joined this league in 1970. They've never made it past the conference semifinals.
Yeah, but the last few years, when you talk about the landscape of Los Angeles, the Clippers have had a remarkable run, much better record than the Lakers have had in Tinseltown. And so surprising to think of all the talent that's come through the Clipper doors in prior years, but this could be the year with these additions where they break through.
The free throw drops for Lee.
And the Warriors' defense last year is still strong, but not as dominant as before.
You wonder if the loss of a lot of that experience is going to cost this revamped roster defensively. It's been fun to watch them shoot threes, but they've been so reliant on that defense. Can they be that good this season?
And last season for the Clippers, it was a collection of smaller guys who played big.
Yeah, but very effective with those kind of lineups with shorter, very effective offensive players out there. And Lou Williams being a catalyst for what they were doing, coming off the bench and providing a spark. You know, in the fourth quarter, there was always an opportunity for the Clippers, if the game was close, to rely on Lou Williams to get the job done.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Clock at 6. A three-pointer. Wiggins finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
He had a nice open look right there.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Now, here's Thompson. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Thompson's got 5 points so far.
So quick and so good, Klay Thompson.
Lee against Beverly. Left side, Leonard. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. And the Clippers making a change here. Williams is checked in. Ray, you suited up for 6 teams in your NBA career. What do you think about some of the front offices that you came across during that playing time?
I think when you find a front office, when you move from franchise to franchise, is what it is that they value most. And there were some franchises, quite frankly, Kevin, that I played for where they just wanted you to show up on time, get there, play the game, and leave. Those franchises end up having a lot of struggle to find some footing in the league. They also find trouble finding attraction from free agency because people understand the culture just isn't there. There are other teams that do so many other things well, Kevin. You feel so much more valued as a player throughout your course of your career. Those are the places that end up sticking with you. And I think the league is doing a great job from top to bottom, moving in that direction. Now, some are doing it better than others. That will always be the case.
Right.
But the idea around finding more completeness for what it is you provide a player is a great thing for everybody.
And he can't get the first one. Well, Brent, you look at the explosive numbers George has put up. A lot of it has to do with how he runs the pick and roll.
Incredible at his size and his ability to read the defenses in pick and roll situation. Anytime there's a defender that decides to go under on Paul George from the perimeter, he can let that thing rip from the three-point line. Last year, I think you saw him with the most poise that he's ever played with in his career. I expect that to continue.
Now here's Lee. And too much time in the lane, they get called for the 3-second violation. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. Paul George on top.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
Hey, D up on Jackson.
Jackson looking around. Patterson finds Williams.
I see you.
Over Lee. That one off the back iron and out. The Warriors have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Here's Pascal. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
First trip to the line for him here. The first one falls.
Well, for so long, the Warriors have been a great shooting team. I don't see that changing as long as Steph and Clay are pulling on jerseys for the Dubs. You think about the Splash Brothers backcourt, their unselfish style of play, sharing the ball. This team has represented good to great over the last 5 years in a way no other team has.
And so he makes both from the line. And the Warriors last year, Brent, top 3 in three-point shooting once again.
How about that? The 5th straight year that they've been a top 3 team from the three-point line, and not really much of a surprise given their shooting prowess. Some of their attempts would be bad shots, Kevin, quite frankly, for any other team, but that's elite marksmanship from Golden State.
Now here's Lee, following the miss by Lou Williams. And the rejection by Zubac. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. Los Angeles on D, trailing by 2. 6 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off a shot.
Well, Paul George showing off his defensive prowess right there. Full energy, full focus, and a nice contest.
Rebound by Caspi. The Warriors shooting around 46% at this point. Here's Wiggins. Softly drops in the floater. Wiggins has got 11 points.
When a player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Now here's Williams. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Passes it to Jackson. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams.
And Jackson has become a reliable three-point shooter. That's a shot you got to respect.
I got him.
Wiggins against Williams. Pass to Pascal. Three-pointer. And another 3 for Golden State.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And he makes that one.
Well, you'd like to push Paul George out of the paint if possible. Goes into his bag of tricks to score that time.
Williams against Wiggins. He feeds it to Lee. It's hauled in by George.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
Patterson finds Jackson. Outside Williams. George against Lee. The shot by George, no good.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started. Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
I'll grade the Clippers signing of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the grand finale of the wildest summer in NBA free agent history.
A ton of big moves. You think of the star players who've changed teams, 1/3 of the league's all-NBA selections, and 5 out of 10 of the reigning all-star starters. In the end, we saw 7 players who've changed teams, signing for over $100 million each. Put that in perspective. Only 8 players had ever done that in league history.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Wiggins against Williams. Lee gets the bucket.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Clippers trail by 4. Outside Williams. Lets it go from 14. Here's Zubats, and the dunk by Zubats.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you. Pretty lax defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for the Warriors.
Hey, hands up!
George against Lee. Back to Looney. And yes, it's good. And the Warriors lead by 4.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
George passes to Zubats. Williams against Lee. George up top. 6 on the shot clock.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And Wiggins gets it to go on the assist by Caspi. And that's 15 points for Andrew Wiggins. And here's George. Top of the key, and it's good, 2 points. George has got 5 now.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
And so it's Andrew Wiggins making highlights for the Golden State Warriors. We witnessed him delivering a series of three-pointers as he notched 3 total in the quarter. We'll get right back to the action when we return. One of the most demonstrative players in the game, Draymond Green, speaks about the importance of passion and effort on defense. Well, and he should know, a former Defensive Player of the Year.
You know, he just takes pride in being their anchor defensively. And if he's not seeing that effort, he's going to let you know about it.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at the Warriors' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
They just couldn't seem to know what it was that they needed to do and how to stick them from outside. The defense pretty lost.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Patrick Patterson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Williams. And it's Zubats in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Jackson. For 3. And Curry pulls it down. Warriors leading by 7. Pass to Caspi. There's the pass to Lee. Curry on the wing. Fires for 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
Pretty much poor defensive effort there. You have to get a hand in his face when he's spotting up from distance.
George passes to Zubac. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Back to George. Takes the three. That shot missing, and Golden State will go the other way with it.
2 years ago, Paul George and his curious travels about where he was going to land in terms of free agency made his way back to Oklahoma City, and a lot of people were wondering why he made that choice. Then a year later, at the behest of Kawhi Leonard, a trade goes down where Paul George ends up back in Los Angeles with the Clippers. You talk about a two-way threat along with Kawhi Leonard. What an unbelievable wing combination the Clippers have with these two.
That one is off. And with George last year, easily his best season as a pro in every measurable way.
You wonder in the next couple of seasons here, Kevin, if we're going to see the best of Paul George. Again, coming off that gruesome leg injury, him finding his form last year for Oklahoma City. A lot of talk about even Paul George being considered as an MVP candidate, and rightly so. Now back in Los Angeles with Kawhi Leonard. What a terrific duo they have.
Brett, the number of trades now starting to involve stars. It feels like the league's power balance is always shifting to some degree.
Yeah, and I think organizations that are trying to stay ahead of the trend, Kevin, might think about, we might have a star for just 2 years. How can we get the next one? Backside of that, Kevin, is a lot of these star players are signing deals that are not extending to 4, 5, 6 years. You can't even do that anymore. So you get a guy for a couple years. What he wants to do is maximize his earning potential for 1 or 2 seasons, become a free agent again, and then look around the league where opportunities not only to win, but to also cash in. That's what's happening in today's game.
Can they get it? The Warriors pull it in.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
And Morris throws it down.
Well, when you get into a system, your first system in the league where you share the ball, Kawhi Leonard keeping his head up and finding the open man.
Curry way outside. The long distance three is buried. Curry's got the lead up to 12 now for the Warriors. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Jackson with the bounce pass. Here's Leonard, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Leonard's got 9.
Now, the offense sort of works itself out to a lot of mid-range shots, and Kawhi getting dangerous from that spot.
And now here's Chris. He's defended by Harrell. Morris with the block. 3 on 3.
Here we go. Get it going.
Beverly up top. Here's Leonard. Green with the rebound.
Well, that's the only way to take him out of his comfort zone from that range. Get right up in the jersey, force him off the spot.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, the Warriors may have some injuries that they're going to deal with this season, but they're going to do it in a dynamic new building, Chase Center in San Francisco. The more than $1 billion, that's with a B, dollar arena is hopefully going to generate revenue for the team off the floor and allow them to keep some great players in uniform on the floor. It's going to be state-of-the-art here in Golden State as the team moves from Oakland after spending more than 4 decades playing at Oracle Arena.
DA, as you and I were talking, they hate to leave where they've been so successful in Oakland, but this building is amazing. Thank you. Beverly misses off the left iron. Warriors leading by 10. Here's Thompson, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Well, last summer, Greg, was supposed to be a large courtship for Klay Thompson. The injury, though, kind of changed things in his free agency.
It didn't take long for him to re-sign with the Warriors. I think as soon as the team offered him a max deal, he signed. Looks like the Splash Brothers will be together for quite some time.
And he knocks down the first one.
Interesting to see the Warriors not be prohibitive favorites coming into the season, but you still have to give the Warriors a lot of credit for the run they've been on. 5 straight finals, something that we haven't seen since the 1960s with the Boston Celtics.
And so Thompson nails both of them. And for the Warriors, a new opponent in the finals. First time, Brent, they didn't face the Cleveland Cavaliers.
First time, no Cleveland, and first time for the Raptors appearing in the finals. And those injuries, Kevin, quite frankly, just too much to overcome. Very unfortunate to not see both teams at full strength at the most important time of the year.
Here's Pascal. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. To the middle. Here's Chris. And the rejection by Harrell. Here's Jackson. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Pascal, the pass to Thompson. Outside Curry. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Beverly against Thompson. Here's Leonard. It's rebounded by Golden State. Green's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Passes it to Chris. Thompson against Beverly. Thompson right side. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Clippers trail by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Jackson misses.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
Here's Chris. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Chris has got the lead up to 12 now for the Warriors. LA has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Jackson. He can't hit that time. The Warriors go the other way with it. Thompson right side. Pass to Pascal. Outside Green. Outside Curry. From deep three-point range, Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Leonard's got his 5th rebound in this one. On the wing, Jackson. Back to Leonard. Shoots from the elbow. Green with the rebound. Green's got 5 rebounds tonight. Fires the 3. The Clippers grab the miss. Harrell's got his 5th rebound in this one. Morris finds Harrell. Floats it up there for Harrell. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Morris dishes to Jackson. Over Thompson. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
Clippers trail by 12. Morris into the lane, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul called on the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Markieff, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
That free throw good from Morris.
And a breakthrough season for Marcus Morris in 2018 and 19. Career highs almost across the board.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Harrell. Paul George comes in for Patrick Beverley. Lou Williams is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And Morris drops them both. You know, Greg, the Celtics are encouraging their players to take mental health just as seriously as their physical health. Marcus Morris brave enough to say that helped him a lot.
I mean, the Morris twins growing up in the hard streets of Philly, I mean, a lot to overcome, but by getting some help, that's exactly what Marcus is doing.
Leonard draws the double, and the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here are the Warriors now. Warriors leading by 10. Pass to Looney. Back to Curry. And the pass to Caspi. Just 5 to shoot. Down low. Here's Thompson. Tries again. Over George. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Yeah, clinic there on the use of the pump fake from Klay Thompson. Good job of drawing the contact on that play.
And you look at the development of how Klay has attacked the rim over his career. What was once a weak spot for him has now become a strength as his finishing improves every year.
That free throw missing. You know what, Greg, you're right thinking back to Thompson. He had his early struggles at the rim.
And that's a distant memory for Klay now. I mean, he's dunking more often and with more force when he goes at the rim. It has made him an even more complete shooting guard.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. And the second free throw, good.
We know Klay Thompson is a top-tier shooter. He's got incredible form, a great release, but he's also unselfish by example and plays well within this system.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Lakers.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
This is his third trip to the free throw line in the game.
And a very steady season for him at the charity stripe last year. He was right at 85%.
Lee's checked in for Golden State. The free throw drops for Leonard. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
It's Curry outside. Offensive rebound.
Scraping and clawing, doing everything he can to grow that lead.
Emphatic on the putback stuff.
Now, team's having a tough time containing him, attacking all the way there.
Leonard, no luck. Warriors leading by 8. Caspi passes to Lee. Curry with it. Knocks it loose. George against Lee. Passes to Looney. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Patterson. Lays it in off the breakaway. Patterson's got his first 2 points. The Warriors shooting 43% for the game. Curry against Williams. On the wing, Wiggins. He's got 15. Second chance shot. Looney with the bucket. Looney's got 6.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Leonard on the wing. And then Leonard with the dunk.
A really good decision there from Paul George, quick to find the open man.
The Warriors leading. Pass to Looney. Now here's Curry. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here is George. 7 points in the game. Count that one. He's got 9.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Williams against Curry. Launches it. No good on the shot. And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Andrew Wiggins was the man in the first. He ended up with 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, the three-point shooting was the key thus far. When you're knocking down those shots from the perimeter, it really spreads the floor. You demand respect from the defense. We'll see if they can keep it flowing in the second half.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Aggressive. I called them up earlier. I like it. They're taking it hard to the rack, dictating the pace, setting the physical tone. You're not going to get that by launching threes all night. Everybody knows that.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
Yeah, almost inviting contact, that attack mentality on full display.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. And here's Curry, who brings it up for Golden State. Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Wiggins is out there with Draymond Green, and it's Chris in at the center. That's the Warriors' 5. Thompson surveying the floor. Clock at 4. Rebound by Harrell.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Curry against Beverly. From the top of the key, they get it back. Green, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
Well, Draymond doesn't just come down with the rebound. He goes right back up aggressively to score.
A little over a minute gone here in the second half. Leonard, and he uses the glass on the layup. Leonard's got 18 points in the game.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Outside, Green. Back to Curry. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Thompson against George. Pass to Morris. Over Green.
A nice effort from Draymond. Great position there to contest.
Morris, no good. Green passes to Curry. Back to Green. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Here's George. Warriors with the rebound. Chris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Inside, and Chris throws it down.
Now that's just called working within the offense as Thompson, unwilling to settle for a shot, has good vision, and then sees the open man.
Leonard on the wing. Over Wiggins. Leonard, no luck. Warriors leading by 8. Chris passed to Wiggins. He dishes it to Curry. Thompson outside. There's the triple. Buries the long-range jumper. Thompson's got 13 points.
That's Klay Thompson thinking the game out right there. Maybe it's in the DNA.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. Taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Steph Curry 4th.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 3rd quarter. Beverly against Curry. The pass to Leonard. To stop the run. That one rolling around and rims out.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
The Warriors have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11. That free throw good from Thompson. Both teams deciding to change it up. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Clippers trail by 15. Morris with the ball. 8 points for him. Now Harrell. Kicks it to Beverly. Shot clock at 5. The 3 from Leonard. And Pascal pulls it down. And it's the Warriors' ball. This run now up to 13-2. Stolen by Jackson. Now the Clippers moving it up. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And there's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set, and you can get some easy baskets here.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, He's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
On the free throw, no good. And for the last half-decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Now here's Harrell. 7 points in the game. Right side Jackson, back to Harrell. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse. Harrell's got 9.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Here's Pascal. He's covered by Leonard. Curry outside. He doesn't hit that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
Passes it to Leonard. Shoots over Curry. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Kawhi Leonard.
Very easily could have been an and one there. Leonard takes the contact and still maintains the focus to make the score.
Golden State's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Thompson passes to Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 4 assists now tonight.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Jackson passes to Leonard. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And the defender was slow reacting, didn't fully account for Kawhi's quickness. Slow played him and gets to the free throw line.
And it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game. First free throw is good.
Well, there's a quiet intensity that Kawhi Leonard brings to both ends of the floor, a defensive menace, and it's amazing to watch him, just how disruptive he can be when he's guarding the 1, 2, 3, or even 4-man and messing up offensive schemes.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Williams comes in for Patrick Beverly, and he can't hit the second. Brent, how often do players argue calls knowing that they are in the wrong? They know they're going after something that was the correct call.
Let's just say often, Kevin. I mean, you just never the whistle.
Are they thinking ahead in terms of saying?
I don't think so. It's emotional. It's just an emotional reaction. I mean, you're out there running around and doing what you do, and you get a whistle. You're going to react to it like, oh, I did something wrong. Yeah. Why am I in the principal's office right now? I want to get my side out. I know you saw it. Everybody does it.
It sounds like you may have done a lot of that.
I try to avoid that, Kevin. Quite
did
frankly.
you? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think that's healthy for you and your reputation.
Williams against Curry. Over Williams, and it's Golden State with another.
I feel like when he gets going like this, it's a night where Steph might take a few more chances offensively. That spells trouble for the defense.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And for Steph Curry, certainly one of the best to ever play. Iguodala said last season, Brent, that he's already the 2nd best point guard to ever play in pro basketball.
Well, high praise from Andre Iguodala, and why wouldn't you talk about Steph that way? You tally up MVPs and titles and his impact on the game and what he's done to change the way the game is played. The case for Steph Curry to be the top point guard ever is getting stronger and stronger every season. The guy that he's going to have to knock off the top of that shelf, I think, for most everybody who's been basketball fans for a long time, is one Magic Johnson.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
That one goes. Count it. Curry's got 10 points here in the second half.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Jackson with it. Picked up by Thompson. from the baseline. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Lee outside. Here's Looney. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
I think he recognized the size mismatch. No reason to pass out of that. Just rise up and knock it down.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
And the Warriors making a change here. Caspy's checked in. And that one falls for Looney. Here's Jackson. He's got 7. Pass to Patterson. Here is Williams. Feeds to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
You know, what a game by Leonard, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's reacting out there. Just stone-faced, but getting the job done.
Pass to Caspy. Now here's Curry. It's rebounded by Lou Williams.
So weird. Sometimes when you get that much time, it can throw you off just as much as having no time.
With the second effort, and that one's good. Leonard.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking at this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this all by myself.
Curry against Jackson. Lee left side, pulls it from 20. They get it back. The shot by Looney, no good.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
No good on the free throw.
Well, Patrick Patterson had some great years where he showed his three-point shooting prowess, but if he can get down into the post and score there as well, it's another option for their offense.
Green, he's checked in for Caspy. Here's Curry, and the Warriors miss again. Clippers trail by 14. Here's Patterson, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that
Could, that could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Green dishes to Lee. Looney passes to Curry. The pass to Thompson. Just 4 to shoot. On the mark with the 15-footer. Thompson's got 6 points in the quarter.
Just such efficient form there from Klay Thompson. The height, the release, great rotation, and a soft touch.
Get there.
Leonard kicks to Patterson. Back to Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in. Leonard's got 29.
Feels like the other 4 guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
Outside, Green. Pass to Curry. From past the arc. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, he should be playing this game with an apron on because he's cooking right now.
Jackson with the bounce pass. Lets it go from 11. No good off the back of the rim.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Williams with the steal. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
So good at driving to the rim. Even though he's a little bit older, Williams still with great speed, change of pace, and picks the right angle.
Curry way outside from beyond the arc and then some. Curry's got 30 points.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
Jackson passes to Williams.
Come get it.
He can't get it to go. Good D by Lee. Warriors leading by 16. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock.
And how about the court awareness there? Peripheral vision of Curry, strong feel for when guys are uncovered, finds the open man.
Curry against Jackson. The floater, And Looney sends it back. And so it's the Golden State Warriors with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And with as many three-pointers as they drain, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. And we'll be right back after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
You know, coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. The 2 stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. And it's Zubats in at the center, filling out the middle. Curry kicks to Green. The dish now to Wiggins. Green against Zubats. Green passes to Lee. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 4 assists in the game.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
And here's Beverly.
Hey, who got ball? Who got ball?
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Stephen Curry. And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverly is one of them.
And Patrick Beverly always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverly plays on, you're going to have to go through them.
That's good from Beverly.
Yeah, I think Patrick Beverly, for the entirety of his NBA career, is really going to embrace the role of being the villain. Has no problem with it whatsoever.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for the Warriors. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Morris is checked in. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Pass to Wiggins. Here's Looney. He kicks to Curry. 5 on the clock. Puts it up. That shot off. Good work defensively by Morris. About a minute and a half into the 4th quarter now. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And it goes on Draymond Green.
Yeah, Patrick Beverly is going to come at you every night, just an inspiring player that way, and daring the defense to get physical with him on that play.
Chris, he's checked in for Golden State. Harold, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Good on both. We've gone about a minute and a half into the 4th quarter. It's Curry with the drive, shooting foul. As the whistle blows, he'll shoot 2 free throws. One thing about Curry you have to admire, Greg, he never wants the spotlight to himself. Even as a leader of his team, he always wants his teammates to shine as well.
You think back to when Klay was trying to break Curry's three-point record last season. Curry was not only cheering for him, but actively setting him up to make it happen. That camaraderie Curry shows is why his teammates love him.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time.
Yeah, when Curry plays like this, there's an effortlessness to how he approaches the game, and he makes every facet look easy, not just the shooting.
Pass to Leonard. Over Wiggins. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Beverly. Beverly's got his 5th assist in this one.
Hey, Diabo Draymond.
Green passes to Thompson. Golden State moving it around.
Watch the pick.
Wiggins outside. The floater. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Now the pass to George. Back to Morris. Kicks it out to Leonard. 18 feet out, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
He has definitely shown up to play. He's done his part, really just trying to battle his team back into it.
Thompson outside. Curry against Beverly. Passes it to Chris. Tries a 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Morris has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Curry passes to Chris. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Clippers trail by 11. Beverly with the ball. And George kicks to Beverly. Teardrop shot, and the rebound goes to the Warriors. Chris has got his 7th rebound here tonight. They need this one. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns in Phoenix. That'll be the 2nd of this 2-game road trip. Morris dishes to Harrell. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. And the Warriors making a change here. And that one misses. Good on the second free throw. And here are the Warriors now. 10-point lead. Timeout called the Warriors.
And Coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high-efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Steve Kerr talked to his team during the break. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
And this is what dominating the glass looks like. He just cannot be contained.
Sort of reminding me of a little Ben Wallace action here from his years with the Pistons. He's been that much of a force rebounding the ball.
Free throw drops for Leonard. The Warriors making a switch here. Lee's checked in. Leonard hits them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Lee finds Thompson to stop the drought. Rebound by Harrell. Clippers trail by 8. Pass to George. Back to Harrell. Over Thompson. And there's Harrell. That's good on the assist by George. And 12 points for Montrezl Harrell.
Well, they left it until the fourth quarter, but finally the run they needed to get back into this one.
Finally got themselves in the trenches. Momentum completely shifted now. We've got a tight one here in the final period.
Lee on the money from 12 feet away. And the Warriors lead by 8. Clippers have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Leonard looking around. And Harrell slams it in.
Well, Harrell gets up there and he uses that long wingspan for the finish.
Warriors leading by 6. Now Lee. Thompson outside. The 3 ball. Knocks down the 3 ball. Thompson's got 19 points.
Well, he just nailed his second 3 of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
Beverly the pass to Morris. And stolen by Chris. Looking to get back on track here. Another shot. And he sinks the layup. And now it's an 11-point Warrior lead.
You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
Pass to Harrell. Back to Beverly. That one doesn't go. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Here's Wiggins. The shot will not fall. Good work defensively by Morris. Beverly dishes to George. Lays it up off the glass.
Yeah, Paul George anticipating contact, preparing for it, and just how smooth the finish was that, Kevin.
The pass to Chris. On the wing, Wiggins. Thompson outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Thompson's got a couple of 3-pointers now in the fourth for the Warriors. Beverly the pass to Harrell. Outside Leonard. In the corner, George with it. 4 on the shot clock. Fires from 14. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. The shot by Thompson and no one's around. Off target with his 3. Morris finds Harrell. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And good that time. 41 points for Kawhi Leonard.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
Lee dishes to Thompson. Takes a 3. The Warriors keep it going. A new 14-second shot clock. And there it is for him.
He has the tools and the physical advantages. Marquise Chris wanting to be more active on the offensive glass.
George against Thompson. The shot by George, no good. Warriors leading by 12. Here's Pascal. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Yeah, he's going to knock that down if you give it to him. Uncompetitive there defensively.
Well, defense also looking defeated. The lack of hustle is driving the coaching staff a little bit batty right now.
Beverly against Lee. And it's blocked.
That's some good use of the length right there from Marquise Chris, reaching out and swatting that one away.
Hey, yo, right here, baby.
Lee outside. Passes to Chris.
Yo, switch.
To the inside, Thompson. Excellent D there from George. Clippers trail by 14. Morris outside. And Pascal pulls it down. Pascal's got 5 rebounds tonight, and the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's his first foul.
Yo, set it up.
Lee outside.
Stay there.
Thompson outside.
Switch.
And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Ayo, pick up Wiggins. All right, Clay.
Just 5 on the clock.
Hey.
Thompson from long range sinks the triple. Thompson's got 15 points in just the second half.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
An efficient score inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
Lee against Beverly. Now here's Lee. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And the contract structure for NBA first-rounders, 2 years guaranteed, 2 years of team options. The qualifying offer, Brent, should we consider changing that up?
I think it's working pretty well, Kevin. I think every front office is out there trying to find players out there that are giving you value beyond your contract. And that happens a lot when you're a team that has a first-round pick, 1 through 10, 1 through 20, and you hit on a draft choice. You potentially could get 3 years and sometimes 4 when you have incredible players coming into the league as their first year, changing franchises around. But a player that's providing way more value than the contract that they're getting at that time. So I don't see that changing much. It gives teams a long enough time to evaluate the talent coming in.
Seems to be working.
It does. And the players that prove it are looking at the calendar saying, did I fast forward 3 years? Because I really like to cash in on what I'm doing for you.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
And consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams. And tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Paul George with the steal. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Thompson. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.